Hello friends, welcome you all. Today we are going to learn about the another important exercise of our syllabus, that is the identification of the common phytophagous mites and their management. This is the exercise number 15 for the course into 232 for the semester third new. In this exercise, we will discuss about the different phytophagous mites and their damage and their management. Okay. So before going toward the different phytophagous study of the phytophagous mites, we should know about the taxonomic position of the mites. If you see the taxonomic position of the mites, the kingdom, that is the Animalia, phylum Arthropoda, class Arachnida, and the order is Acaria. And the study of the different ticks and mites, or the species of the ticks and mites, which is covers under the one branch of the science, that is the acarology. Okay. Here these are the importance of the mites. The mites are very minute and the very microscopic in structure. Creature capable for infesting and causing the severe loss to variety of the agriculture crops in the dry situation. Some of the mites found in carpets, sofa, etc. furnitures in the houses and cause allergies in human beings. The mites even causes loss to store produce. Not only they cause damage to crops, they are also harmful to productive insects like honeybees, acting as a parasites. Then some of the mites, that is nothing but the predator mites, are very useful in biological control of the some of the insect pests and their phytophagous mites. Especially the mites having a four different group or four different categories. In that, phytophagous mites means are those mites which feed on the plant parts or plant feeding mites. Then predatory mites means are those mites, it is a beneficial mites that feed on the phytophagous mites. Then store grain mites or store product mites, that mites which are harmful to the store grains. And last, that is the parasitic mites, that mites of the medical and the veterinary importance. In this exercise, we will discuss only on the phytophagous mites. These are the some of the characteristics of the mites, and they are found in variety of the habitats, that is the aquatic or terrestrial. Mites can be distinguished from their insect relatives by the presence of two body regions, that is the cephalothorax and abdomens. In some of these, two are fused, and there are the four pairs of the legs is present, and the sucking type of the mouth parts, and there is a lack of antenna and the wings. Mites possess a chelicerae as the mouth parts, which are needle-like, useful for sucking sap from the plants. The life cycle consists of egg, larva, protonium, deutonium, tritonium, and the adult stage. Oval shaped eggs are laid on the leaves, and the incubation period, that is the 6 to 13 days, and the number of nymphal instars vary among the families. The mites are very microscopic in nature, but the largest mites are the red velvet mite, the size near about 10 to 20 mm. The mites are the second most diverse group of the living organism after the insects. Then, life cycle of the insect. The mites involves the incomplete metamorphosis. Then the life cycle consists of 6 life stages: egg, larva, protonium, deutonium, tritonium, and the adult stage. New hatch is known as the nymphs, that has only 3 pairs of legs, and adult having the 4 pairs of legs. The damaging stage of the mites is both nymphs and adult. They suck the cells up from the different plant parts. And several species of the mites produce a parthenogenetically. In these slides, you can see here the 6 different life stages of the insects, 6 different life stages of the mites. Then these are the categories of the phytophagous mites. The phytophagous mites, it is grouped into 4 families. In that, the first, that is Eriophydae, Tetranychidae, Cteniopalpidae, and Tarsonemidae. Other than these, the predatory mites, that is the Phytocilus persimilis or Amblyseius facilis, then house dust mites, then store grain mites are also the other mites. In that, the first family of the phytophagous mites, that is the Tetranychidae family, and this family includes the spider mites, common spider mites or toothed spotted spider mites. In these, the both nymphs and adults feeds on the lip surface. White spots are observed on the leaves in later stage of infestation, and general chlorosis occurs in patches. Tetranychid mites secrete the certain substance into the plant cells. Puncturing of new cells proceeds from one spot to another in the form of circles, which results in formation of small rounded chlorotic spots appears on the infested leaves. That is the feeding habits or nature of damage of the spider mites. These are some of the examples of the spider mites which affect or which infest the different crop because it is a polyphagous in nature. Then next, that is the Taeniopalpidae. In this family, the false spider mites are includes. These mites generally feed on the ventral surface of the leaves near the midrib or veins. There is a bronzing and the rusting symptoms on the lower surface of the leaves due to the feeding of the nymphs and adult. Some species of the Taeniopalpidae mites form a galls on the leaves and stem of the plants. These are some of the examples of these false spider mites which infest the different agriculture crops. The next family, that is Tarsonemidae. This Tarsonemidae, they are usually infest the tender portion of the plants and suck the sap from the buds, leaves, shoots, flowers, and the stem sheath. They cause curling, crinkling, and the brittleness of foliage, but show the little leaf symptoms. The injury caused by these groups is often mistaken as a disease symptoms caused by the pathogenic microorganisms. That mite is also known as broad mites, and these are some of the examples of the Tarsonemidae family. Last, that is the Eriophyte mites called as blister, rust, or gall mites. Here, the mites occurs on small parts of the plants and may or may not exhibit the symptoms of damage. Based on the types of injury, they have been classified as a first, that is the gall former mites. In these gall former mites, due to the feeding on the various plant parts, hypertrophy of the cells occurs and it results into formation of galls on the leaves, flowers, buds, and the stems. Different types of galls like a pouch galls, bead galls, or the finger galls we can observe in the infested area or infested plants. In this slide, as you can see here, these are the different galls formed by the mites. Next, that is the leaf roller mites. These mites roll the whole leaves or only edges of the leaves and feed within the rolls, that is the leaf roller mites. Then Eranium formers. Due to the feeding by the mites, epidermal layers of the cells produce hair-like outgrowth which produce a Eranium. In this slide, we can see here Eranium. Then blister mites. Some species cause a formation of blister on the leaf sheath and feed within that blister, that is the blister mites. Here in this slide shows this some of the important species of the phytophagous mites. It mostly infest the agriculture crops. In that, tooth-spotted spider mite, red spider mite, sugarcane mite, yellow mite, woolly mite, and the flower mite or grain mite. These are some of the examples or list of the mites having a agriculture importance. These are the general nature of damage of the mites. The mites are the polyphagous in nature, so they damaging different field crops and the horticulture crops. The egg laying of the mite takes place under the surface of the leaves, and after the hatching from the eggs, the nymphs and adult are both damaging stages. Both nymphs and adult visually colonize the lower surface of the leaves and suck the cell sap from the plant parts like leaves, terminal or auxiliary shoots, fruits, etc. with their needle-like chelicerae. These mites mostly prefer the nitrogen-rich young leaves, also can use older leaves. They spine the webbing and covers the entire plant, causing a browning of the leaves. Infested leaves turn chlorotic with the small transparent lesions. Heavy infestation result into the leaf and fruit drops. Mites causes both qualitative and quantitative losses. These are the general symptoms produced by the feeding by the mites in the different crops. Here, these are the symptoms, that is the red spot on the leaves, then a fat-like growth on the jasmine leaves, downward curling of the leaves in the chili, citrus rust mites infestation, coconut eriophyte mite damage, and the reddening of the leaves in jawar and sugarcane by the sugarcane or jawar mite. Here in this, the capsicum, the curling of the leaves and the scraping of the leaves, scraping of the capsicum is occurs. In tomato, also responsible for the webbing and the cell sap sucking. Then, instead of the feeding, the mites or some of the species of the mites, it act as a vector for the transmission of a certain viral diseases in some of the crop. In that, the pigeon pea sterility mosaic virus, it is transmitted by the Azadirachta kajani in the red gram crop. The sugarcane streak mosaic virus, it is Vector is the Azaria saccharine. With streak mosaic virus, that vector is Azaria tulipi, and the fig mosaic virus disease in fig, the vector that is the Azaria ficus. Then, for the management purpose, the first method, that is the how we can manage the different species of the mites in our field. The first method, that is the monitoring methods. As you know that the mites are very small and difficult to see with naked eyes. Using the 10x hand lens will enhance your ability to see mites and their eggs. Spider mites can be detected by infestation such as cast skin and webbing. The mites' eggs and cast skins can seen under the surface of the leaves. Mites can also sample using the wheat method, whereby plant parts are beaten into on a white paper. This method works particularly well for evergreen and small leaves plant. Then these are the some of the common management practices followed by the farmers for the management of the mites. In that, the cultural practices: avoid monoculturing, encourage intercropping, destruction of the infested plants, clean cultivation, and the removal of alternate hosts in the fields. Then for in biological control, we can use the predator mites like a Phytosilius persimilis and the predaceous insects. These are some of the predaceous insects we can use. And the Hirsutella thompsoni, it is the fungal pathogens. It is mostly reported against the coconut eriophyte mites. And for the chemical control, the chemical which is mostly used to kill the mites, that nothing also called as the acaricides or miticides. And these are the some of the examples of the acaricide mostly used by the farmers, or it is available in the market nowadays. Okay, this is all about the mites or phytophagous mites and their management. Thank you.